The glaciers hit this volcanic plug, peeled away all the sedimentary rock, leaving behind it Castle Hill and carving out this long tail which became a mile, which you've just very diligently walked up in the rain. Now, a big rock in the middle of loads of open space sounds like a lovely place to make your home, right? So our first reports of a settlement or a fortress being on top of Castle Hill come from a 6th century Welsh poem. But actually, there was evidence to suggest that this has been a trade hub for longer and longer since. The question who built Edinburgh Castle is very, very hard to answer because honestly it's a Frankenstein. The first Edinburgh Castle would have been in the early 1000s, built by a man called Malcolm Canmore, but that's all. This, having your castle on top of this mound of volcanic rock obviously makes it very difficult to attack from the sides. You can see those jagged black rocks on either side. You can't climb up them. They're also very high up, so you can't exactly attack from the side. Some people tried, they brought ladders but found out their ladders were too short and had to give up and go home. Mile off. And also as well, this wasn't always smooth. This was volcanic jagged rock as well, making it very difficult for people to navigate on their assault. Eventually turned into a space for public entertainment. Initially execution. We executed 300 people associated with witchcraft right here. 300 people. The Salem witch trials are very, very famous for, 19? In Scotland we executed, we think, 1,500. 300 were here. They were strangled and then their bodies were burnt. Burning was used as a form of corpse disposal here.
Wow. As
if your body was not intact, it was believed that you couldn't get into heaven. We also do it's made of wood. If you're burning a witch and the embers catch your city on fire, that's not exactly a good omen, is it? Eventually in the 18th century it gets turned into the Esplanade, a military parade ground. And once a military parade ground, always a military parade ground. You may have noticed some subtle construction work going on around us. These aren't luxury new apartments. This is for the Edinburgh Military Tattoo, which occurs every August. It is a military parade. We have guest regiments from all over the world that show off their cultures and their military history right here throughout the entire month of August, and it's a massive show. That lets you know that this isn't just a castle. It's a Scottish castle. It's on the castle. Queen Victoria decided to visit the castle one day. She comes up onto the Esplanade, nice and smoothed over as it was, and finds herself disappointed with how the castle looks. The gatehouse isn't there at the time, but she has a certain idea of how a castle should look. A castle should look more castle-y. So she refuses to enter the castle until they make it look more like the castle that it should be. She marches herself back off down the mile to the gatehouse, and it is beautiful and functionally redundant. It's got a moat. I've just spoken to you about how we have a natural moat around us in terms of being up on a hill. That moat has never been filled. It's got a drawbridge. That bridge has never been drawn. It's always been down.